Hello everybody, this is Canadian Penguin, and today we're going to be doing the diamond on Death Wish, and like always in stealth. This is indeed Stealth 101. But before we get started, I just want to apologize for the amount of time it took for episode 4 to come out frame in frame. Ended up having a little bit of trouble with the editing on that one. I did it in Movie Maker first, and then ended up actually blue screening my computer for some reason. It was like 5% till it was done, and then it just crashed my whole computer, and I don't know what happened with that, so I had to redo the whole thing again. I had to re-edit it in Premiere Pro CC, and yeah, and then I ended up encoding it wrong, so that took another about day, because it takes me about a day to actually upload videos, especially when they're about 45 minutes long, like the last one. But I didn't want to upload an hour-long video because I wanted to condense it a little bit, just because of, the sheer size of a 1 hour long video, and nobody wants to sit around and watch a 1 hour long video. 45 minutes is really, really, really pushing it. So, yeah, I hope today's video isn't going to be nearly as long as that. But, okay, without further ado, let's get started on today's mission. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go into pre-planning. We're going to get the glass cutter just because we can, because we'll have 1 point left over anyways. We're going to want to go to backup. We're going to get the bagman, put him in the north hall window, just because the diamond is thief drawing tools. And so the diamond is right here. So when you get the diamond, you're going to come up here and you're just going to toss it through this window, and then you can just maybe ECM rush and leave if you want to. And then you're going to want to get the body bags. Oops, that's grenades. And you're going to want to put it really wherever you want. I always recommend to have one somewhere in the basement, and then one right here in the upper shrubs of the courtyard. Then you're going to get thermal paste and place it on the right tree, just because you'll be going that way anyways, regardless if you spawn on that side or not.
Hoxhud initialized.
So, let's get going. And it seems to be spawned on the opposite side that I talked about, but we have to go over in this general area regardless, so the thermal paste is on our way. We're just gonna grab some thermal paste. If you don't have the camera loop, it's not too big of a deal for this part, but you'll either need to have the camera loop, or you'll need to have fast lockpicking, or you'll have to make your way through the front door. And the front door is a tad bit more challenging to get through. Some people prefer going through the front door more, but I find it harder to actually get up there. So, now the guard's walking away, we're going to place down our thermal paste. Don't worry about the camera for the thermal paste, it won't see you all the way. But after the thermal paste is done, that's when the camera loop or your fast lockpicking is going to come in handy. So we're going to apply our camera loop, and you want to pick this lock. You're not going to want to shoot this window, because sometimes a guard will wander back here, and he'll see the broken window, and then he'll call in. So, now that we're in the building, we're going to want to be looking for circuit boxes, and for civilians. Civilians are going to have the key cards that we need, while the circuit boxes, sorry, I just lost what I was saying there. The circuit boxes are going to have what we need to actually progress in the mission, but we are going to need key cards in the mission sooner or later. So we're going to wait for this guard to scoot his boot eventually. And he actually went that way. It's kind of surprising. But we're going to go over here. As you can see, here is one of our little circuit boxes. I want to make sure that guard is not going to come over here. That would kind of suck. That was close. I'm just going to run away from him, actually. Just Okay, so now we have our circuit box. We're just going to run right up here. I wouldn't recommend doing what I just did. I'd recommend taking your time and making sure the guard's not going to come over and spot you, but I want to kind of finish this in a somewhat timely manner, as it is a video. Ooh. This mission is extremely deadly with its 90-degree turns everywhere.
Civilians are an asset. You kill them, they're gone.
I also would not recommend doing that either. That is not good what I just did. You don't want to, honestly, I wouldn't recommend actually tying down civilians, but if you see two civilians in one place at the same time, it's kind of tempting, because civilians can be really hard to come by the farther you get into the mission. So the first thing you want to do, you're going to come and pick these locks on these doors. And number one, I'm just going to, see there's another one of those. The circuit box things can actually be found in those rooms, so that's why you want to pick open all of them that you see. And they're good for hiding loot and bodies, as I have done right now. So you just want to open as many of these as you can find and just rewire them. And I'll show you my kind of track I follow. I usually don't go over in that direction, but I saw a civilian and wasn't thinking and shot him. What I did there, that wasn't a good thing to do. I would not recommend doing that, but we at least now have our 2 key cards. So what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to make our way down there, but first of all I want to be safe and I want to get some body bags first. So we're going to make our way over this way, as I placed some body bags over there. As you see, that guard isn't exactly moving. There we go, now he's moved. So we can make our way outside maybe. And grab ourselves some body bags. I'm pretty sure guards don't see you behind this shrub, but I like to be safe, so I don't like hiding behind these shrubs. Okay, and now, as you can see, 90-degree turn right there. Like I mentioned in Framing Frame, 90-degree turns are just absolutely brutal. They can catch you everywhere, especially there's 90-degree turns, because then you'll turn a corner and there'll be a guard. And then that kind of screws everything up. And as you saw earlier, that's the security room door. That door actually takes longer to pick, and that's where the camera guy is. So if you want to take out the cameras, if you don't have the camera loop feature, you're gonna have to take out the security room guy, but only on Death Wish. On Overkill or any other difficulty, you can just break the camera, then you should be okay. I don't think anyone will actually end up seeing that camera, but I wouldn't regard breaking it anyways. I'd recommend just getting camera loop or taking out the cams, but sometimes, you know, I recommend trying not to kill many people on this map, just because the more pagers you have left, the easier it can make the final part. Especially if you have all 4 left. I'm pretty sure there's actually only 4 guards in the final area, so you can just kill all 4 of them and then have that final area to yourself, which is really nice. Occasionally I'm pretty sure a guard will walk in and out, but if you body bag everyone and hide them, then you're golden. Now, as you can see, that was another one we just hacked. I'm pretty sure there's always one somewhere in this room. It's either there, or it's on one of these things, or it's over on that wall or on this wall. I'm pretty sure there's always one in this room, like 99% positive. And guards don't come in this room either. And he's looking at the wall, doing his job. That's a nice white wall. That's probably what he's thinking. The marble in this wall is fantastic. I think that's marble, but... Okay, so as you can see, we have another one of these little doors over here. You want to pick it open. And there's our final circuit box. Now that we have all of our circuit boxes hacked, and we already have our key card, I'll show you what we're going to do next. Usually, before you do this, you're going to have at least 1 key card. Oh, sweet, he's going away. So, we're going to have to go over here. There's always a guard in one of these rooms, and there's always a civilian in one of the rooms. And the guard will walk back and forth between the two. So you want to go through the room that has the guard and not the civilian. It's because when the guard, okay, you're going to want to go through the one where the guard is currently, but you're going to want to wait for him to move before actually going into it, because he'll move out and he'll go into the room where the civilian is. And then that's when you can go and use your key card. Might take him a little bit to move, but he'll move eventually. I'll just stand here and wait for him to be highlighted before we proceed. That's when he'll be moving out. And the guards can't see you behind this little glass cabinet, even though it kind of looks like they would be able to, because that glass isn't very far away from your head. If you put your player model, your gun right in the middle, they would probably still be able to see you. And in your third person character model, they do see you. Like, you actually pop over the top, which is kind of funny. Look like that civilian's actually moving. I don't think I've ever seen that civilian pace back and forth. Interesting. But regardless, you want to go through the door where when it's empty. You don't want to go in here when there's actually someone inside. And that wasn't the... Okay, that wasn't the sieve. I thought that was the sieve. I was kind of confused there for a second. Okay, so there we go. We want to throw our key card in and leave this room. So now, we're going to want to come back over here and grab our other key card. But just make sure you don't end up getting caught by a guard, wherever your second key card is. I want to go back and grab it, and then go hide in a safe place until the time lock is done. And then, you know, this is going pretty good so far. I'm pretty sure there's also an achievement for beating this mission in under 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's 10 minutes. 10 or 20 minutes. Pretty sure it's 10, though. This mission's kind of hard to beat in that time limit, but... Yeah, I can't remember if it's 10 or 20. I feel really stupid. So I think it's 10. I think it's 10. It's probably an achievement. Because it's hard to do. But yeah, this mission is probably one of my favorite loud missions. I find this mission actually really fun playing with a dodge build. And I'll probably end up having a little playthrough or walkthrough guide kind of on just like a dodge build 101 in the future sometime. Because it seems like a lot of people don't fully understand or know exactly what a dodge build is. And I've seen people, and I've seen people be called hackers, and I've been called a hacker myself for using a dodge build, but it's really not hacking. I'll go over that in a different episode. Stealth isn't exactly the perfect place to talk about dodge build. But so, we're gonna wait for this guard to move. Eventually. We're gonna make our way over to where there's the least amount of guards. And, as you can see, there's a guard, so we're just going to hop over here, which is kind of risky, but needs to be done. And then we're going to want to make sure that no guards are going to see us place our key card. And then we go into hiding. We're going to have to kind of play ring around the rosy with the guards, because if you go too far forward, that guard will see you. He doesn't see me right here, but he will see you. And if he goes down or up the staircase, he will also see you. So you're going to want to, you have to move around and kind of go in places where the guards won't see you, depending on where they are. But right now we're actually almost done this whole mission. The next part is just getting the diamond. Well, we have to do the puzzle, which usually takes a little bit, because I like to just spam it until I get a straight line. Because I'm kind of lazy like that. And straight lines don't end up coming by very quickly. But I'm honestly just too forgetful to actually do the straight line. Because it's usually a really complicated pattern. And on stealth you have to do it, otherwise the alarm will be triggered. And then you gotta go and get the diamond and loud, and it's just hard. And it's no fun. And you also have a shorter time limit to make it across the tiles also on Death Wish. So as you can see, we had to move out of that guard's way so you can go up the stairs. And the time lock is almost done. I'm pretty sure. I can't really read that. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you're gonna want to make sure that there's no guards by the stairs, because like these two stairs right here, because they can walk in front, and if you're picking the lock while they walk in front, they're gonna see you. Especially if they're wandering in that area. Like if they walk in front of the door, they will, pretty sure, about 300% see you. So we're going to want to go and apply the camera loop really quickly. Then we're going to want to go to work on this lock and hope nobody sees us for the whole 11 seconds it takes to pick this thing. This door opens really slowly, so if you are being seen, it gets a little... There we go. There we go. We are now in the room of the diamond. You're going to want to make sure not to step on these tiles. Don't touch these tiles at all. If you touch any of these tiles, before knowing what the pattern is, it'll alert and it'll signal smoke, and then everything is just kind of ruined for stealth. So you're going to want to come over here and hack the electrical box, and hope it gives you something that is actually easy. Otherwise, I recommend just keep on trying and trying and trying until you get something that you know that you'll remember. Like, this may seem easy. Okay, maybe it's not so easy. But, like, if you're not going to remember that, you can't take a picture of on your phone, because it'll give you a new one in, like, 13 seconds. So, you just got to keep on retrying and retrying and retrying until you eventually get one that you know you're going to remember. Which is probably the hardest part. And the part of this mission where you have to just wait the longest, and you just gotta be patient and keep on trying it and trying it and trying it all over again until you eventually get one that you know you're gonna remember. Or if you have a friend who's doing this mission with you, and they can kind of tell you to go left, right, forward. That also really helps a lot. So yeah, this is probably the most boring part of the video right here. Just keep on spamming this until you get one that you'll remember. Other than that, this mission's actually pretty easy. I think this is probably one of the not too bad stealth missions. I actually don't mind it at all. I think it's a relatively easy stealth mission. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's not bad. It's a decent stealth mission. Oh yeah, so in the descriptions of my videos, I've been leaving links to where you can get Hawkshead from Steam, and also if you're interested in joining a Steam group that I started called the Heisters Union, where hopefully one day when there's enough people on it, that you can go on and find people to play Payday with and whatnot. Maybe one day, but right now we have about 74 people, I believe, which is quite a bit. That's quite a big chunk of people. Okay, you know what, we're going to try this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're not going to try that one. Don't have enough time. So you got to do it before that time is over. That one would have been easy to do though. I was just rambling off. But yeah, so the Heisters Union, which is a little Steam group I created for just a bunch of people. If you want to find someone to play Payday with, hopefully you'll be able to find someone to play with. And there you go. See, we got an easy one. Just a straight line right down the side. Yeah, right down this side. And there you go. Here's the diamond. Look at that beauty. That's a beautiful diamond. That's gonna be the thumbnail of this video. This beauty. Look at that beauty. That's a nice beauty. And now, as you can see, you can actually run around with the diamond and whatnot. There you go. Now we're... Oh, man. As you can see, that didn't actually go over very well. I did not know that would happen. I thought you were able to not have that happen. Wow, well then. Okay, so... Okay, that was a little bit of a mess up, but I think we can do this. If not, I'll probably just go and re-edit the whole thing and just do it again. But that's pretty much how you do the diamond, and then you just get the diamond out. Right now I think we're going to have to survive a little bit here. I wouldn't recommend doing what I did there. I thought once you get the tiles you can just run across them freely, but I guess not. So we're going to have to try and survive a little bit here, as my game gets kind of laggy for some reason. So we're going to have to wait for Bile to come in the helicopter. I'm pretty sure it only takes him a minute to get here, so after that minute we can go. Keep in mind this is on Death Wish, so this is something you don't want happening during your Death Wish mission, because these are the toughest of tough enemies. So we have 1 minute to survive. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can just get the AI to do all the work for us. Like I said before, this is not the optimal method to do this mission at all. But you do have really good dodge capabilities when you're doing this, and only a suit and all your stealth weapons. So we might be able to actually do this. I would not, like I said, I would not recommend doing this like I'm doing it right now. Yeah, okay, yeah, that wasn't a good idea. Okay guys, well, I tried doing the mission a couple more times and I just wasn't having any success. So, well, pretty much all you have to do, just don't, you have to make it back across those tiles quicker than I did. I kind of stopped and was like, oh, look at the diamond. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Just grab the diamond and run back on the tiles you came on. I mean, the path will kind of be, like, depressed in, so you'll know which way to go. But other than after that, you're clear. You can just throw down ECM and run out the building if you want to. It's super easy from that point on, and there's really no instruction on how to do it because it's so easy. I would show you, but I'm just having some trouble redoing the mission again. I just can't seem to get it done again. So I'm sorry for not providing a complete guide, but you should know that all you have to do is have to just run back on that path you took, and then with the diamond on your back, then just pretty much run out of the building or throw the bag out that special window that the bagman picks it up at and then leave. But other than that, you're good to go. I'm sorry, like, again, I'm sorry for not providing the full guide, but I've been doing this for maybe like another hour or so, and it's, I don't know, it's becoming a little difficult to do. So, but I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. This mission isn't that bad of a stealth mission. It's kind of annoying because there's people everywhere and lots of 90-degree turns. That's what I find, excuse me, makes a lot of these stealth missions hard, is just the sheer amount of 90-degree turns on some of them. And that's really what messes a lot of people up, is those turns. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video again, and like I mentioned, that Steam group, if you want to join it, I'd love if you would join it, just to have more people on there, you know, people to play Payday with and whatnot, and just put up a post saying you want to play Payday and whatnot. Hopefully people will want to play Payday. Maybe one day it'll be a big group. But, yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Leave me a comment, tell me what you thought of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.